Welcome to another Cleverly Changing podcast. I am Elle Cole, one of your hosts, and we are listening to another episode. Today, we have a fascinating guest who is an educator from the UK, and I can't wait for her to share with you about her new book and just her story and her experiences as an educator. So, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm a mom of twins. I have two daughters who are now 12, and I am so excited about being able to educate my kids. I want you to know that this podcast is not only for homeschoolers, but it is also for people who want to supplement their child's education and just get to know more about educating yourself. I believe that all people should be lifelong learners. So come on this journey with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Maxine.
Hello, I'm Maxine Blake. I'm from the UK and I'm really excited to be here. So thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast. I'm an educator, and as you talked about lifelong learning, I believe even though I'm qualified to be a teacher, everyone has their role. Everyone has their role once you become a parent to educate your child. I do believe education doesn't start when you get in school, but it starts when you're pregnant. Because I remember when I was pregnant, I was singing to my son and we were talking and we were creating stories because they do have that memory and they need to feel secure where they are. And as soon as he was born, we would talk to him like he was an adult. We'd question him. There wasn't any stone that wasn't unturned. Everything he asked us, we answered him. What you have to remember is when a small child asks you a question, they only want a tiny little bit. They might come back a week or so later with exactly the same question, but they want you to build more on it. And my philosophy was totally different from my parents because they weren't educated in this system. And having been through the British system, I know that if I take my child into school, that's not where the education starts. It starts with me. I am the responsible person, and I teach him all the wider things he needs to know. And he shouldn't be afraid to come back and ask me the questions that he's learned at school, because that's how we believe. So around the dinner table, whether we're getting dressed in the morning, wherever we are, it's all about informing our child and being comfortable with who we are and where we are. Just for example, he used to have birthday parties around our house. His friends used to come along and say, Miss Blake, can you just teach me how to make that cheese sauce? I'd go, yeah, great. Come along, grab some utensils and we'll cook together. So we had that kind of philosophy in our house. When his friends came along, they were staying for dinner. They wouldn't just be eating, they'd be prepping. And we'd be talking about the goodness of food and what kind of things it goes in you. So that's my kind of background.
That's awesome. Because I think, that hands-on learning that you're speaking about is what all kids crave.
Yeah.
And so just listening to you talk about that, like kids are naturally curious. That is not something that you have to go to school to learn. It is innate within us as humans. So I love that you shared that story.